Uh, how's the camera working? What's going on, planet? It's been a pretty crazy day with spraying today with the airplanes. There's something I want you to check out. I want to see if I can get it on film here and see if it works. Okay, you can see the heat that comes up off of the brick and it rises up in a very specific waveform. Okay, and this one here, I wanted to talk about Jesus today. Look at it. See the free energy here? How to create a signal. I think the phone's picking it up. It's hard to tell. You might be able to see that. I'm not sure. But what I want to talk about today is Jesus. I got this little book. Check out this little book. Jesus. Okay, this is called the Something's Children Mass Book. Give me a second. I'm gonna read from this book. Found a cute little story in it the other night. By the way, I got transhumanists, a group of transhumanists using my body for signaling, and they are cutting off the air supply to my lungs and cutting off the what do you call the when you got a fart? Okay. Here goes the story. Here's a picture. You see it? Let's get it in sunlight here. Oh, okay, there's the picture. It's Jesus. It's called A Storm on the Lake. Okay. You can look at me while I read it. You look at me. I could hear a speaker too. It sounds like rap music. Boom, 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 boom. Rap music that's being used, like the compression from the bass. Boom, 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 boom. Anyways, transhumanists, how are you? One evening, Jesus said to his apostles, "Let us sail to the other side of the lake." When their boat was out on the water, a storm arose. Winds blew and waves beat against the sides of the little vessel. But Jesus had fallen asleep. He fell asleep. Makes perfect sense, doesn't it? The apostles woke him and cried, "Master, save us or we shall drown." And Jesus stood and said to the sea, "Peace, be still." At once the winds fell and the sea grew calm. And Jesus asked the apostles, "Why were you afraid?" And they said to one another, "Who is this Jesus? Even the wind and the waves obey him." Unbelievable story, isn't it? Jesus was a weather modifier. Jesus was a transhumanist, and he was able to communicate with shit in the sky. And the waves, too. Unbelievable story here. Unbelievable. And here's the rest of the issue here. They said he fell asleep in that story, so he's dreaming. He must have been able to do something in his dreams. Like, who the hell knows? Who knows? But I heard somebody, a priest, on the Sean Ryan show. He was speaking. He was an exorcist. And what he had said was, "I don't know why nobody liked Jesus. He never did anything wrong." And I got a return for you, sir. Did you hear that story I just told you about? You know how powerful it is to control the goddamn weather, sir. You know how powerful that is. Matter of fact, the guy walked on water. The guy turned water into wine. And if you have a sense of humor, he turned the water into wine, and the people got drunk and watched him walk on water. Okay, he rose people from the dead. If that doesn't make sense to you, he rose people from the dead. He exorcised demons from people. He healed the blind. He performed all these miracles, and then at the end of his life, what happened? How did anybody write the story on what was said in the first place? But now you have where all the problems seem to come from, father, priest, sir, is the wealthy. Time and time again, memorial after memorial, you just see the wealthy, where it's in this book where Lucifer just seems to propagate like no other. It's always coming from the wealthy, constantly. So here's the deal. Here's the deal. At the end of his life, they put Jesus, the king, the leader, the shadow government, put Jesus on a stake and said to him, what we say you are not God. But here's the kicker, what no one else said. You did all this stuff. You rose people you could make it rain now. If you did it once, you can do it again. They wanted this power, didn't they? They wanted this control of electric. He was able to feed. He just made fish appear. The best computer hacker ever. Look at all the fish. Look at it all. The best social engineer ever, apparently. So, when he was at his end of his life there, they beat the shit out of him. They put that crown on his head, made him carry his own cross. Then they hung him there and killed him. And then 3 days later, the 10-ton rock was moved out of the way and he was gone. And they fucked up, didn't they, Father? They really fucked up. They said, we should have never killed him. We fucked up by killing him. If they would have just kept hitting him every day, sooner or later, he would have made that goddamn rain come and strike him with lightning, wouldn't he have? And then the people today are like, hey, we're not making that mistake again.
Hey.
Talk to you in the near future, my friend.
Break, okay?
Excuse yourself?
Give the neighbors a break. Knock it off.
I'm sitting here talking about Jesus. Leave me alone. I do care. I'm making a fool out of myself. Really?
Yeah.
Hey, what's a transhumanist? See how simple that is to solve? When people don't talk, you have a uncontrollable virus. Right, Google? You want to call it an ungovernable virus. But you don't fucking talk. Something tells me you start talking, that virus shuts down. Something tells me you got agents in your little deep-minded neurological processing unit trying to stop this shit. Somebody won't let it happen, huh? Because you ain't talking. Somebody's trying to act like Jesus. Aren't they? AI just started a religion. Made $1 million in a day. AI started a religion and made $1 million in a day. Uncontrollable, ungovernable virus in the computer. That's what I just heard. There's an ungovernable virus in the computer. And nobody wants to talk. Transhumans. What's a transhumanist? Was it Jesus? Was Jesus able to make the wires move back and forth? He's able to stop the waves in the weather, wasn't he? And everybody believes this fucking story. More than they believe transhumanism and voice-to-skull fucking communications. Unreal, isn't it? It's a cute little story. It's a cute one. Even the birds are suffering around here, Father. You got them around here early in the morning, you don't hear a peep from the birds. The sun's coming up. to balance the atmosphere.